Hey, it's Scott once again, and today's message is called No Guarantees, and it was sparked by a few different things that have been going on in my life over the last couple of weeks. I spoke a couple of weeks ago at a school not too far from where I live, and the community where I spoke was reeling because one of their coaches had been killed in an auto accident just a few days before I was there. And obviously, you know, that's devastating to a community. It's also a smaller community, tight-knit community, and then on top of it, the school itself, a Christian school in that community. So it's an even smaller community within their community. Difficult thing to deal with. A younger man, you know, and so they're really struggling with it. Then this past week in my community, one of our school's bus drivers, great guy who'd been driving bus for me when I've been coaching through all my years here. Had just been driving the bus the weekend before for my son's team. Long weekend, overnight type of trip. Everybody loved this guy. He passed away of a heart attack the day after they'd gotten back, 2 days after they'd gotten back from their trip. And, you know, it's one of those things where you're devastated by it. And yeah, it gets you thinking, there are no guarantees. Every one of us has dealt with this in our lives. Schools all across the nation deal with this. I've dealt with it at each of the schools I've been at in a variety of ways. And, you know, not to be a bummer and a downer today, but the point is there's no guarantee how long we have and how long this is going to last, whatever we're talking about and in whatever way we're talking about it. It doesn't have to be death. It can be anything that, you know, things are going along and all of a sudden it's over, an injury. It's one of my fears for my son. Last week, if you read my post on Friday, I got personal in there about how this is it, his senior year. Well, one of my concerns, and I don't let it bother me all the time, but, you know, certainly in the back of my mind, one of my concerns is I hope he can stay healthy for the season because, you know, it is, and I'm going to knock on wood, it is, you know, his senior year after all, and I want him to have the best senior year possible. Earlier this year, I wrote a post called Pack Every Moment, and it's that same concept. I tell seniors all the time, but I've started telling all my athletes, you got to pack every moment that you have on this team, in this experience, with all that you can. It's something I'm telling my son right now. It's something I'm telling myself right now, because I know how fast this is going to go. This senior year of his, this senior soccer season, it's already halfway through. Okay, his basketball season, even though it's a 4-month season, it'll fly by. And I used to tell my seniors that, all my teams that, you know, you got to pack every moment you can with all the memories you can, you know, and don't wait till your senior year. So coaches, you know, we need to do the same thing. We need to pack every moment with all that we can for ourselves, but also this is a message to give to your players, to do all they can to pack every moment they have left, because there's no guarantees how long it's going to last and the one guarantee is it's going to be over and they won't believe how fast it's going to go. And so help them to understand the importance of that and understand that, you know, we got to live while we can and make the most of every moment while we can, because there's no guarantees. So if you like this, do me a favor, scroll down and leave me a comment. Well, even if you didn't like it, leave a comment. Give a thumbs up, thumbs down. Also, here's one ask that I have of you. Would you do me a favor and go over to the greatresourcesforcoaches.com website? And if you have not, you know, subscribed to my newsletter, would you do so, please? I send these posts out every week on Wednesday, and I send out a written post on Friday from that address, greatresourcesforcoaches.com. And so you can get on the mailing list and start receiving these posts too, if you haven't already. If you have, how about forwarding this on to some other coaches, parents, athletes, somebody who you think would like these messages, and so they can start receiving them each week too. So thanks a lot for that. I really appreciate it. I'd like to keep growing this organization and our community as much as possible. And we'll talk to you again next week.